Hello, everyone. Welcome to Link Live. My name is Marina Mayer, Editor-in-Chief of Food Logistics and Supply and Demand Chain Executive.
And I'm Brielle Jekyll. I'm the Associate Editor.
And I'm McKenna Morales, and I am the Assistant Editor.
And today we're talking about holiday shopping in August and how and why the supply chain is already being impacted. So for those of you who've been out and about doing any back-to-school shopping, I know I was these past couple of weekends, and I saw Halloween decorations. Guys, it's August 11th, and I saw Halloween decorations kind of situated a little bit off to the side of the back to school. So earlier this week on SDCexec.com, we published a report from the National Retail Federation that says imports at the nation's largest retail container ports should hit another record this month as retailers shift from back to school season to the peak shipping season for winter holiday merchandise. Reports are indicating that holiday retail sales will surpass $1 trillion for the first time in 2021. Earlier this morning on foodlogistics.com, you'll see a report from Project 44. Recent vessel tracking data reveals substantial year-over-year increases in vessel and shipment delay times across major trade lanes connecting China to the rest of the global economy. So when I say substantial, I mean where the ship delays increased from 0.6 days on average in July of last year to 2.44 days in July of this year. And on SDCexec.com, we published a contributed byline from Genpact that says there are currently 350,000 loaded goods containers stacked on docks in the nation port of southern China, waiting to be sent to Western nations. Shipping that traditionally took 20 to 30 days is now taking 60 to 75 days. And now people are starting to stock up on holiday shopping. Are our supply chains ready? Can they handle this? I don't know. I'm going to open the floor up, but I'm kind of concerned because I know we all want to get a jump on getting items in advance, but the supply chain's already super stressed out, so I'm kind of concerned what that's going to do. Brielle, I'm going to kind of toss things over to you to kind of kick it off and let us know what you think.
Right. So every year, I guess you see those memes and people complaining about how, oh, there's already Halloween stuff out in August. There's already holiday stuff out. And while it does creep up more and more every year, it's definitely something that's always been around. I mean, I've seen complaints like this since I was a kid. So like, it's always a thing because the holiday season is the biggest retail time of the year. Retailers want to be able to elongate that. They want to get as much sales as they can from it. So if that means starting in August to attract the people who are also starting in August, then that means that's what they're going to do, you know? And it's only getting worse now that the pandemic has changed things because we're seeing so many shortages and people are panicking because of the shortages. I'm not saying it's panic buying, but people want to be prepared and they don't want to have to scramble for things because we saw such backlog last year. So yeah, we're going to see a lot of people, you know, starting to shop now. We're going to see a lot of retailers trying to, you know, start now. I mean, I remember Halloween last year, me and my fiance were buying decorations and he wanted to do the week of because he thought that's when you really decorate for Halloween. And I was like, I'm telling you, that's a bad idea. And by that time it was completely cleared out and it just kind of opened our eyes for like how much we need to prepare. So I know I will be shopping for Halloween now. I'm not shopping for Christmas yet, but I'm definitely going to. I mean, I'm also last minute when it comes to Christmas, so I'm definitely going to be like up on it like Thanksgiving week this time of year or this time around. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what it's going to do to the supply chain specifically. I mean, I know that we're seeing a lot of shortages and it's not going to slow down anytime soon, especially with this new Delta variant. So I mean, it's going to be interesting and it's going to be rough. So hold tight, everybody, and be patient.
Well, and you bring up some good points because I think back to last year, you know, everybody was kind of on lockdown. So all you could do was, I guess, decorate for holidays. And I think we did decorate for Halloween early, but I don't remember like holiday shopping early. I think that was kind of more last minute because we didn't know if you were going to be shipping it somewhere or being able to see that person in person, you know, like it was just kind of like a different realm. But I mean, I love Halloween's my favorite holiday, so I will definitely be shopping soon now that I have all my back to school done, which, by the way, I know we didn't do an episode on that, but I know that there were a lot of challenges with that and people trying to get supplies. And we would actually went in person, and then I went on the app and I tried to order what I could online. And, we did it through a big box retailer who is pretty quick about getting us stuff. And it did take close to a week to get our supplies. Mm-hmm. And thankfully we're good to go. But I feel like Halloween and even holidays will be like that as well. So get moving, people. But don't stress out the supply chain.
Yeah.
We got to give people time to recover.
Well,
McKenna, did you have anything to add?
Well, I am that person who decorates the 1st of September and starts to think about like Christmas presents in July, mostly because I have a really big family, so I have a lot of people to shop for, and so that makes it a little bit harder. So I understand people's complaints about things getting brought on too soon, but then also I don't really care because I buy it. But there are a lot of worries around the holiday season, according to this CNBC article, because of the CDC recently reversing its policy on masking indoors to prevent COVID spread with this Delta variant. The guidance has now prompted consumers to rethink decisions about dining out, traveling, and making other purchases. So even just like going shopping, people are nervous about. And 56% of consumers say, I'm sorry, there's just like a huge spider by me and it keeps on just crawling back and forth. But let me just scoot. But 56% of consumers say they're proactively cutting back their spending at retail establishments. And First Insight found in a survey that's up from 52% a month earlier, when the predictive consumer analytics firm asked consumers the same question about their shopping habits during the pandemic. But then the survey also found that 64% of people are just generally more anxious about the pandemic and going out and about, which I get. And that's up from 51% in July. So just a month, there has been a change in 13%.
Well, and to that point, I think people are like, we're allowed to be out and about now. Who knows what that's going to be like in September, October? Are things going to revert to like a semi-lockdown? Are things going to kind of start to shut down a little bit, depending on what happens with the Delta variant? So I think, that's kind of how I look at things, like do it while you can, because you just don't know what's going to happen, sort of thing. So I don't know. I feel like there's stuff going on at the ports. The planes are kind of, the air cargo's upside down. You can't get a rental car. There's shortages everywhere. Everything is just really upside down. And so, the supply chain is very stressed out. It's, all these companies are trying their best, but I feel like people jumping the gun and trying to get in early is kind of compounded a little bit more. But we'll see what happens. They could be ready. There's reports and studies that are saying, guys, get ready. So, this has been going on since last month. Even, some of these online marketplaces, they were having some big sales and saying, get a jump on stuff now. So we'll see. We're happy to hear from all of you guys on your thoughts on what's going on with the supply chain in terms of holiday shopping this time of year. Also, make sure you go to scnsummit.com. You can register for this month's webcast sessions on supply chain visibility, which is very pertinent to understand what's going to happen in the supply chain going forward. Industry experts from Avetta, Plex Systems, and iTrade Network will dial into the more pressing challenges with regards to demand planning and forecasting and what opportunities exist to help mitigate further supply chain disruptions. So you go to scnsummit.com to register. Thank you again for joining us. Check us out every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central, supplying the supply chain news you can use. Thank you for your time.